First, I want to start off by saying I would like to thank James's and Marissa's parents for what a beautiful day this is. It's a little hot out, but it's beautiful outside. The wedding's beautiful. But after that, I'd like to say Jay's been my best friend for 25 years about. I don't remember him not being my best friend. We've been part of each other's families for as long as I can remember. I mean, we did everything together. We played sports. We still argue about everything. That's what we did since we were kids. But like in 7th grade and 8th grade, we were captains of our basketball team. 4 years later, we were captains of our football team. And after football, we're almost a package deal sometimes. We talked about it. We're going to play basketball like we've always done, or we're going to wrestle. We talked about, all right, we're going to go wrestle. Horrible idea. Picture me and James in tights. Bad idea. But we did it. We were bad. We did it. But, all right, after all, you know me and James, we argue about everything. We were kids, we argued. We used to call each other. I was a big Bull fan. He was a big Knicks fan. And every time the two teams played, we were arguing. We'd call each other whenever a team was up by 1 point. It was as good as 1,000. We'd call each other, my team's winning, and he'd call me, and vice versa. I remember our parents used to let us stay up late just to call each other and argue. But that's who we were. I mean, just to say how close I am with their family, my parents would never let me play football. They were against it. And I remember Mr. Smith going to my parents saying, if you don't sign the person slips, I will. And if you guys, if everybody here knows Mr. Smith, you don't argue with him. Just go with him. That's what my parents did. So, when we played football, like they said, they felt I was safe, so I was playing with James. I mean, I broke my back my freshman year. Hey, what are you going to do? I knew Johnson. But it was what it was. But, all right, let me talk about now how good a friend James is. He's the kind of guy who gets along with everyone. I mean, I know. He does. He gets along with everybody. And the best thing about James, he's a phone call away, and he'll do anything for you. I'll give you one example. All right, I like to drink a little bit. Me and my cousin, we went out one night, he got a little drunk. He got arrested. And I called James, and this is when he was sober, James. And those were the good old days. But he came, picked me up, and drove me to the police station to get my cousin at like 2 in the morning. And let's just say the cops didn't like me so much. So James pulled me out of the police station, if that's not ironic. But he pulled me out of the police station and drove me home just to pick up my wife, to drive her back to get my cousin out of jail. Now that's not a good friend. I mean, I don't know what it is. Well, that's crazy. Also, think about how much James loves Marissa. Marissa was throwing him a 30th birthday party. And we all know James loves the spotlight. But he decided on that day not to make it about him, but to make it about them. Which is great. He decided to ask her to marry him in front of all his closest friends and family. And that's the kind of guy James is. You know, he loves Marissa, he'd do anything for her. But now about Marissa. Nah, I got nothing bad to say. I know you're perfect for James. You were there for James when he was a bad drunk. You love James now, James when he's sober, and James there. With all his faults, he's still for that, I love him. And I hope I can say this, welcome to our family. Just like him, they were my family. We love you. And raise your glasses, and as the Irish say, 4-leaf clover is like a best friend. Hard to find, but lucky to have. Cheers.